Just raise your hand. What we discussed in the last class? Yes. Okay. Sravan. Yes. Sravaniji. Unmute yourself. Yes. Continue.
In the last class, we started with Vasistha Samhita written by Sage Vasistha, and the time is 11:50. This is the conversation between Sage Vasistha and his son Shakti, who is also a disciple of this Vasistha. This book consists of 8 chapters, and which deals with Karma Yoga and Jnana Yoga. Karma is relating to Yoga Jnana. And in chapter 1, we discussed about most of types of karma, Ashtanga Yoga, Niyama, Asana. And chapter 2, description. Like every topic we mentioned in the chapters, what are the topics is there in chapter 2 and chapter 3 and etc. like this. And in chapter 1, we started with the first sloka, which is praising Vasistha by Shakti, that the Vasistha is eminent, fearless knower of past, present, and future, and well versed in every field of knowledge, keenly devoted to yoga. And like this, he is praising by Shakti. And after that, Vasistha said that um, Shakti is also one of the wisest among the intellectuals, and rise up and be ready. He is eligible to get this vidya. So he started with this in the in the in the, in the seventh sloka. And he described about this. He got this knowledge from the Brahma, and he is giving that knowledge to his son now. He is described about the description of Brahma, how he will be, like the description of the Brahma, and he also mentioned about the two parts of actions and the Pravartaka and Nivartaka. Pravartaka is the actions which we will do with the desire. That means we are expecting some result from that. And Nivartaka karma is the action done based on knowledge and absence of all desires. And without expecting any result, we will do this Nivartaka karma, which is in two parts, external and internal. Which we will do physically, it is called external, and which we will do mentally is called internal. So the when one do with the action with knowledge, then only they can attend with salvation. These are the topics, these are the points we discussed in the yesterday.
Yes, very good, Sravaniji. Now, Rajeshwariji.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you, can you just little bit once again discuss the things what we discuss?
Okay, ma'am. Like this is a Hatha Yoga text, ma'am. It was written by Sage Vasistha. Time is around 1150 century. As Shravani told, it's a conversation between Sage Vasistha and his son Shakti. So there are total 8 chapters, but we are going to learn about only 6 chapters. The first 4 chapters are dedicated to Yoga Jnana, that means basically action or Karma Kanda. And the next 4 are dedicated to Jnana Jnana. Okay, so there are 5 different 6 chapters. In chapter 1, they have discussed about the various actions that need to be done that will help us to gain knowledge, and also discussed about Ashtanga Yoga, Yama, Niyama, and Asanas. In the chapter 2, it's more about discussion or description about the body, in which there are nadis, vayus, marmasthanas, and the purification of nadis, and the technique for purification of the nadis, which is nadi shodhana or nadi shuddhi. Chapter 3 speaks more about the pranayama, the stages in pranayama, and practice of the bija mantra, and description of the pranava mantra, and also a little bit about pratyahara and adharas. Chapter 4 speaks only about the last 3 stages of Ashtanga, Dharana, Dhyana, and Samadhi, in which again there are some techniques. 5th chapter speaks about the nature of the Atma, the 4 states of Jiva, the 5-fold of universe, and various rasis and zodiac signs are discussed, and also the rise of grahas or planets. And the chapter 6 basically deals with how we can overcome death and how we recite the Taraka mantra, that is the Om, then recitation of Trayambakam Japa, and the practice of Samadhi. And
Okay.
then, okay.
Yes, very good. Nicely you explained, Rajeshwari. Next, after that, Sakshi. Sakshi, unmute yourself.
Yes, ma'am.
After that, what we discuss?
Okay, so after discussing all the 6 chapters, like the small introduction about, then here the text begin. Like here, in the first verse, here it is explained that Vasistha, the eminent peer knowledge of past, present, and future. Here, his son Shakti asked him about the Gyan, and he for getting the gyan, Shakti tell him that you are you have the knowledge of all sciences likely to good for all beings, so please tell me how ignorant like me can acquire knowledge and all. So Rishi Vashist got impressed with him and said that uh, uh, to Shakti that you are also the wisest among all the intellectuals. You have already conquered your senses. So from here onwards, he will be starting giving the knowledge of Brahma. So he give the description about Brahma, that Brahma is blissfully sitting on the lotus seat and four faced. He have four faced and he is imperishable, and he is the creator of all animate and inanimate, and he is the supreme master of all. Then he also tell about uh, a path of action, that there are two path of action, pravartaka and nivartaka. So pravartaka is something which where the desire is present, and nivartaka is where there is no desire. In simple terms we can say that. So when one do the action with the knowledge, then one can attain salvation. This is it in
Okay.
short.
Okay. Little bit things are missed out. Okay, it's okay. Okay, I'm sharing my screen. Whether it is visible or not, just confirm me. Yes, my screen is visible.
Visible.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you. So these are the things we discussed in the previous class. That how many chapters and who is who is the author of the Vasistha Samhita, or who is the writer. This is very important according to the exam point of view. So you have to remember the writer is says Vasistha, and there are 8 chapters, but we are going to cover only 6. Okay, but don't forget that there are 8 chapters, and first 4 are called the Yogakhana and last 4 are the Gyanakhana. Okay, and these are the things we are need to cover in the chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever you are just telling. These are the things, and in the first chapter we seen that how the politely Shakti is asking to the sage Vasistha, and how because of the lovingness towards the son and his disciple, as well as the about the Shakti, then sage Vasistha is telling about the all the questions of the uh, uh, giving the answer of the Shakti's question. So what is the first question he is asking? That how? So how one person, one ignorant, will be get the moksha state, and how he becomes the getting that knowledge through which one will be liberated. That is the first question which is asked by the Shakti here. So by giving his answer, says Vasistha is telling that what are the knowledge he got from the Brahma. But here the slokas and the verses are starting with the giving his um, uh, he just given like in the other Hatyogic text that all the text are starting with the Adinath, but here you need to remember they are just going down towards the Rishikesh or the Narayan. Lord Narayan is the Ishtadevata of the Vasistha according to this Vasistha Samhita, because in the every slokas and every verses he is just remembering or giving his surrenderness towards the Lord Narayan. So here we can say that his Ishtadevta, or he just believe in the Guru Vasistha or Sage Vasistha will be believe in the Narayan. Okay, so he started with the by saluting to the Narayan and start and elaborating about the question of the Sakti. So what he was discussing here. Now, whatever the knowledge he is getting from the Brahma, that only I am telling to you, that only I describing you for how you will be get that salvation state. Okay. After that, some description is there. The Brahma's description, how they looks, what is his seat, and how he becomes the imperishable, and how he is the creator of the animate and inanimate creation. So that are the things are described here. After that description of the Lord Brahma, then he just started that what Brahma is first telling to the Vasistha, that there are two paths of action according to the prescribed of the Vedas. Means according to the Vedas, there are two paths of actions. What is that? One is Pravartaka, another one is the Nivartaka. Pravartaka means the motivating one, which is with the desire, whatever the actions you are doing or performing, that actions are called here for Pravartaka, okay, with the desire. But when the desire is not there, for liberating purpose you are doing any actions, that is called the Nivartaka. So here Nivartaka is divided into two parts again. One is external, another one is the internal. External is both are liberating way of actions, but when you are physically involved in any actions, whenever you are performing, that is called here external. Okay, external Nivartaka karma or external liberating actions. But when you are doing any actions with mentally, you are performing that action, then that action here it is called as the internal. Like here we can given the example that whenever you are doing any japa in the mental involvement, that is called your internal action to get that is your liberating action of the internal. And whenever you are doing any other that the rituals you are following, that is called as the external, or that is the physical involvement. So these things we discussed till this slide, that whenever actions you are doing with the Nivartaka form, then you will get that knowledge, and after getting that knowledge, you will attain the salvation. So what is that knowledge? After discussing this about this knowledge, Vasistha is telling that there are different type of knowledge is present. Okay. Everywhere is knowledge is present, but which path of knowledge you need to perform, which path of the knowledge you need to follow, that is important. So which path of knowledge you need to follow, that is the yoga knowledge that we are covered in this class or in this chapter 1. So what is the next question? What is the nature of knowledge here? Sakti is asking, what is the nature of knowledge? If you are telling that these are the actions I know and now I understand, now you tell me what is the nature of knowledge? How by the actions I will get that knowledge? Because action will the practical things. Then how I will get that knowledge? So here Vasistha clarify that knowledge is not only about anything, but here it is knowledge which will be give you that liberated state, that moksha state, or that Param Brahma state. How it is possible? That this knowledge is possible only through the yoga knowledge. Okay, so yoga leads towards the self. Only through the yoga you will get that self, or get that Brahman, and you get that supreme bliss. Okay, so after telling giving introduction about the yoga, then Vasistha is telling that what is yoga, means what is yoga, it is not mentioned. How many folds are the yoga you need to follow, that is mentioned here. So he discussed that Yoga is of 8 folds or 8 limbs in this Vasistha Samhita. As we know that in the other text is also talking about the 8 folds yoga. What is that text name? Yes?
Patanjali Yoga Sutra.
Yes, Patanjali Yoga Sutra. The Patanjali also believed that there are 8 folds of yoga. So here Vasistha also following the same. He also stated that there are 8 folds of yoga. So what are the 8 folds here? Yama, then Niyama, then Asanas, then Pranayama, then Pratyahara, then Dharana, then Dhyana, then Samadhi. These are the 8 folds of yoga. It is also same order like the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is also mentioned in the same way. So here you need to remember that 8 folds of yoga, it is also present in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra and also it is mentioned in the Vasistha Samhita. But here Vasistha will be emphasized that this first 4. What are the first 4? Yama, Niyama, Asana and Pranayam. These 4 are the external fold of yoga. Okay, these are the external parts. How it will be clear up that are the Bahiranga sadhana and these are the Antaranga sadhana. These are the internal. What are the internal parts? That is the Pratyahara and Dharana, Dhyana and Samadhi. These are the Antaranga sadhana and these are the external, means the Bahiranga sadhana. That is your first 4. First 4 is the Bahiranga, through which you can purify your outside. So the physically, whatever it will the sadhana you are doing, that is called actions or the practices, whatever you are following, that are called the Bahiranga sadhana. But when here it will be, you are giving some importance on the mind or in the mind basis, like pranayam, it will be coming under your nadi suddhi. So whenever it will be going to the inside, then it will be called as the antaragna sadhana, because you are following, you are giving importance to the purify to the nadis and your mind. When pratyahara and dharana, it will become. So these are called as the antaragna sadhana. From pranayam, it will become as the antaranga sadhana, and from yama to, from pratyahara, it will be the antaranga sadhana, and till pranayam, it will be the external, means Bahiranga sadhana. Okay, so after discussing these 8 folds of yoga, what are the names? Then Vasistha started talking about what are the things are present in the yama, niyama, asana, pranayam, pratyahara, dharana, and samadhi. So in this chapter, we are going to cover till asana. So first, Vasistha started telling about the yama. So how many yamas are there? There are 10 yamas in number. What is discussed here according to the Vasistha. In the same number of yamas you will get in which text? In which text you will get the same number? Yes, very good. That also you will get in the Hatha Yoga Pradipika. But in the Patanjali etc., you will get 5. Okay, 5 yamas and 5 niyamas. But here you will get the 10 yamas and 10 niyamas. The same things are here also present. The first one is the ahimsa, non-violence, satya, the truth, and the third one is the asteya, that means the desirelessness, and the brahmacharya or celibacy or Drti. Okay, strengthen the memory or presence. You have to maintain your presence. Then kshama or the forgiveness. Then fourth one is the daya, is the compassion, and the arjava. Arjava is the uniformity or the mental speech and bodily action. Means whatever you will be say or whatever you are doing in the actions, that should be uniformity for the all. Okay, that should not be any partiality between the actions, whatever you are performing towards the others. That is called here arjava. The 9th one is the mittahara or the moderate diet, and the saucha. 10th one is the saucha or purification. So most important new things are here. You may got according to the definition or the discussion about the brahmacharya and the mittahara here. These are the important points. Maybe you faced in the exam point of view. Okay, And Mitahara, what is suggested here, that I will discuss in the next slide. Okay, first one, non-violence. These are very familiar with you, and I hope it is no need to more discuss about these things. Okay, non-violence, what do you mean by that? Not being injurious to anybody at any time through actions, thought, and speech. Okay, means whatever you are telling and whatever you are doing and whatever you are thinking, that should be a violence, means non-violence mind. Means you have no need to think about anyone, any bad things. So that the only means non-violence, not only here according to the Vasistha, what he is trying to tell here or giving the message, that non-violence not the mean that you are just doing no, stop the fighting or in the fighting sense. Here, whenever you are thinking about someone, any bad thing, or you are thinking about someone very cruelly or in this way, the thoughts, if it will become in your mind that is wrong, then that thoughts also it is called as the violence. Okay, so you have to keep away from that thoughts as well as actions, and as well as in the speech also. Whatever you are telling to the another person, that should not be heard to someone, and in the presence of your talking, that you need to follow. So when you are following these things, then that is called as the non-violence or in the nature, or that is the one yamas according to the Vasistha. Then second one is the truth, or the what is the truth? What do you mean by the truth? That what which is spoken according to the justice for benefit of the living being, it is called as the truth. Okay. Means whatever the correct thing and which one is the right thing, you have to say that one only. Always say the truth. So that personality is called here the yamas. Whenever one yogi want to get that liberated state, then one should first started with the yamas, these principles. First one is the non-violence, then second one is the truth. Then third one is the asteya. What do you mean by the asteya? In all substance, there is no greed for action. Means that should be whenever you are following the actions and any work, or you are thinking about anyone, or you are saying something, or you are telling something to someone, that should not be the greediness. Greediness should be absence there. Then that is prescribed by the, not only Vasistha is telling, Vasistha is saying discuss that it is the prescribed of the prescription of the realized sages or the Tattvadarshi, who is telling that when there is no greediness in your action and as well as thought and as well as in the speech, then that state of develop in a yogi, that is called as the asteya. Okay. Then next one is the celibacy or the brahmacharya. That is very important here because it is discussed in the different form. According to the four ashramas, it is discussed, but mainly two ashramas are identified here. First is brahmacharya ashram and the grahastha ashram, two things. So in the brahmacharya ashram, what do you mean by the celibacy or the brahmacharya? That one should be free from any type of sexual activities in all forms or at the all levels. Means not only in the physically, that should be mentally and verbally. When whenever will be free from that any type of sexual activities, then that is called as the brahmacharya according to the brahmacharya ashram. Okay, but what about the brahmacharya in the grahastha ashram? Now, when according to the scriptures, it is celibacy for the residents of the grahastha ashram is one who is sexual intercourse with their own wives after the menstruation cycle. Okay, for the grahastha ashram, the grahastha people, what they for them, what do you mean by the brahmacharya? That when a person will be to intercourse with his wives after the menstruation cycle, then that is called here the brahmacharya for the grahastha. Okay, and for the others, but it is not mentioned as the vanaprastha or a sannyasa, but for understanding purpose, we can say that after discussing about this two, what Vasistha is telling, but for others, what do you mean by the celibacy? Always being engaged in the Guru's service. Whenever you are always engage yourself to the service of the Gurus, your beloved Gurus, then that will be also called as the celibacy or the brahmacharya. Okay, according to the Vasistha. So these are the three forms it is discussed here. Maybe because it is stated that for the others, so others means what are the two ashramas are left here? Vanaprastha or sannyasa. So that I mentioned here that for Vanaprastha and sannyasa, what for them, what do you mean by the brahmacharya? That one should always follow his guru's advice and also give his service to the guru in all manner. So that is called as the brahmacharya. All of you clear about this brahmacharya? Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Clear.
Okay. So next one is the fifth one is the Drti. Drti means to keep mind steady in all situations. Means whatever the situation is, that bad or good or any type of happy or sad moment, that your mind should be kept steady in the all particular situation, in all type of actions. Then that will be called as the Drti here. So next, this slide is clear to all of you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So next one is the sixth one, that is the forgiveness. What do we mean by the forgiveness? That their forgiveness is the feeling of equality among all unpleasant creatures. Means whatever the things and in the world, if anyone is doing wrong and any things, you have to accept the person in a very very pleasant way. So that is called as here forgiveness, means khyama. Okay, and next one is the seven is the daya. These are quite similar, familiar with forgiveness and daya. Forgiveness means you give the forgive to someone or in accept in as it is when you are accepting some any people. So that is called as the forgiveness. And daya is the kindness when you are compassion to someone or everyone. But here it is talking about for the yogis. So you have to develop these qualities in you for the all human being, all not only human being as well as whatever present in the world. Your behavior or yourself will be changed according to that in this point of view. Okay, so these are called as the compassion or kindness towards the others. Then arjava. Arjava means what here? Now, uniformity of the mind or speech or action. Have you seen here? In everything, Vasistha is trying to say that not only by the actions you are performing with good actions, that that does not mean that you are following the yamas. You have to follow it according to your mind, means in your thought level, as well as when whatever you are telling, that should be fruitful and that good way. Okay, so whatever the yamas are discussing here, that should be uniform, that should be follow in the action as well as in the speech as well as in the thought. So when this uniformity will become, that will be called here arjava. Okay, the ninth one is the diet. So diet is especially mitahara. It is said about. This is your previous year question about this diet. So what are the diet procedure as said by the Vasistha, that for the sannyasi. So all are these are the things that discussed according to the ashramas. That first is sannyasi, then vanaprastha, then for the householders, then for the brahmacharya, then for the others people. What they will be take, that is mentioned here, the proper measurement. Then for the sannyasi, they need to take 8 grams of food or mitahara diet, whatever they will be take. So that will be considered here mouthful. Okay, that not given any grams in the slokas, but for understanding In the description, it is written that mouthful means 8 grams of things one should take as the sannyasi will be take. And for the vanaprastha, it will be little bit more, that will be the 16 grams. And the householder, because they are doing many activities, so they need to take 32 grams or mouthful. Okay. And for the brahmacharya, they need to take as their requirement. Okay, according to their body and according to their activities, how much they want to intake, on that manner they can intake. So there are no specification measurement is given here. Only for the sannyasi it is mentioned at the 8 mouthful, and the vanaprastha it is the 16 mouthful, and householder that will be the 32 mouthful. It is mentioned in the verses. Okay, and for the others, they need to less than a full diet. Whatever it is will be taken by the full diet means here for house if you taken, that is the full diet whatever is present. So others will be take less than that according to their body capacity. Okay. So next one is the 10th one, that is the socha or the cleansingness. So there are two types of cleansing activities are there according to the Vasistha. One is the external, another one is the internal. Okay. So how the external cleansing will be done? Now external means the body cleansing, which how it will be done. There are two things it is mentioned. That one is soil, another one is the water. Means the external cleansing of a body or a yogi can be do his external cleansing by two things, that is the soil, another one is the water. And how the internal cleansing will be do there. Now the internal means he mostly said about the mind, how the purification of the mind will be done by the following religious practices and also following spiritual knowledge. Whenever you are hearing any spiritual knowledge and you are go through the spiritual knowledge or different type of rituals or practices, that also clear your mind. So these are the two cleaning process here it is described. So it is also very, very important according to the exam point of view. There are two, how many cleansing process sochas are described in Niyamas in Vasistha Samhita? There are two. One is external, another one is the internal. External cleansing will be possible by two things, that is the soil and the water. How and why, what is the procedure, that things are not mentioned here. Only it is said that external cleansing will be possible through the soil and water, and internal cleansing means the purification of the mind, that will be different ritual practices and spiritual knowledge. So these are the 10 yamas according to the Vasistha in the Vasistha Samhita. All of you clear about
Yes.
this 10 yamas?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, my voice is audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
You're
ma'am.
good.
Yes, ma'am.
My voice is audible?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am. You are audible to us.
Yes,
I
my
think,
audible,
yes, ma'am, you are audible.
but your voice is not audible. Okay,
Maybe
okay.
you have
Wait,
network
wait
issue.
1 second. Someone please confirm me. My voice now,
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Yes, ma'am, you're audible.
uh, but your voice is not audible to me, so that I'm a little bit confused. Just 1 second. Yes. Yes. Sorry. My there are little bit setting will be different so that it will be not.
Okay,
It's
ma'am.
not audible. Okay. All of you clear about this, AMS?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Okay. So next we'll move towards the niyamas. So after discussing about the 10 niyamas, now Vasistha is started talking about the discussing about the niyamas. What are the 10 niyamas here? Na tapas, tapa, tapa means the austerity, then santosa, then the contentment, the astikya, the faith in the ultimately reality, and the charity, and Isvara pujan. Okay, there is some related name will be present in the Patanjali. Okay, Patanjali Sutra, there is Isvara Pranidhana. Yes or no? But here the name is Isvara Pujana. So, don't be confused that where Isvara Pujana will be mentioned. Okay, maybe this type of question will become that what are the niyamas are present in the Vasistha Samhita. You have to pick the correct one. So there, Iswar Pujana is in the Vasistha Samhita, and Iswara Pranidhana will be in the Patanjali Sutra. You have to remember on this in this way. Okay. Next, sixth one is the Siddhanta Sravana or the Hri. Seventh one is the Hri, which is the modesty, and the Mati means the right path, and Japam here the repetition of the mantras, and the 10th one is the Brata. So these are the 10 niyamas according to the Vasistha Samhita, or whatever Vasistha is discussing to the his son Sakti, that what one yogi need to follow to get that liberation. So first, let's move towards the austerity. So austerity means here mainly mention about the vows, which is the particularly the purification of the body through different type of bratas. Whatever you are, like the Chandrayana, he given one example that how one will be follow the Chandrayan brata or the vows. In the same way, you have when one will be follow the Chandrayan, that is the austerity for that yogi. What is Chandrayan Vrat? Anyone having idea? What is Chandrayan Vrat?
Is it Purnima, ma'am?
Purnima. Why? Because Chandrayan is there.
My mother took this fast, ma'am, and she
Are you
worshipped
confirmed?
moon. That's why I'm saying I don't know.
You don't know. Your mother is doing and you don't know properly.
My mother is doing, matlab, she kept fast in Purnima, but I don't know that it is Chandrayan. It is same as Chandrayan or different. Purnima or
No,
Chandrayan.
not like that. Anyone? Any other one want to give your view? If you know, no,
No idea, ma'am.
no idea. Okay. So Chandrayan means the you know the Purnima and Amavasya is there, the lunar phase. Okay, how the moon will become in the Purnima, that is the full moon is there, but when the like Amavasya will become 15 days and 15 days, in the same way the moon shape will be little bit less, and in the disappear in the Amavasya. Okay, that's the lunar phase. So when one will be following that Chandrayan Vrat, what he or she will be need to do, that he will take his intake of the food according to the Purnima to Amavasya. Means when the moon will be full in the Purnima days, he will be take his intake of the food will be full. Okay. When it will be started, shape changes of the moon. Uh, in the same way, he just try to take his food in the less amount. Okay, and when Amavasya will become in the last day, he will be having the empty stomach. This is also a good therapy for the digestive system also, but this is the whole month procedure. Okay, or whoever following the Chandrayan breath. So that type of breath one need to do the purification of the body. Okay, that is called as the austerity. Clear,
Ma'am?
everyone? Yes.
So, Paurnami, he will be eating full, and then as it produces,
Then day
he
by
will
day, consistently, he just tried to decrease his amount of intake of the food. And
So
in
next
the
15 days, what he will do, ma'am? From Amavasya to Paurnami again, how he will
in the
feed
same way,
himself?
he just in the Amavasya, he will be the empty stomach. Whenever after the Amavasya, means he little bit increase his food intake according to the moon shape. Okay. Same, it will be the vice versa. Means he started decreasing his food quantity. Again, after the Amavasya, he just started his food intake increasing order. Little bit, he will be increase his food intake. And in the Purnima, he will be take the full stomach. Now clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Okay. Second one is the satisfaction. What is that? That the intelligence of a person whose mind is contained in the called Risigana. Means what Risigana is said about the satisfaction? That when one will be calm, content in his mind, means whatever he have, he must be if we try to understand this point, equanimity of the mind. Okay, that is called as the satisfaction. Whatever you have, when that thing will become, and you are satisfied on that, that is the pure satisfaction according to the Vasistha. Okay, and the third one is the astikya. What do you mean by the astikya here? The theism, or astikya means the theism here is belief in the dharma and adharma. Okay, when whatever the duties are performed, that what is dharma and what is adharma, when this type of knowledge you have, that you have to identify that type of knowledge, that is called here astikya. Okay, then next one is the donation or the dana. That is the, what do you mean by the dana? That the money, whatever you earned through the justice, means in the proper way, in the good way, that that will be given in person once for the sake of faith and the charity. Okay, that is called as the dana, as we know all of you. That whatever the, but here you have to note it down, the money which is earned through the good work. Whatever your prapya and whatever you get, whenever you are doing a good karma and what the prescribed karmas you are following, and you earn some money, you have to do that money to the, for the charity purpose, to the needy ones, whoever want the things. Whenever you are giving the charity to that things or that peoples, that is called here the dana or donation. Okay, and the fifth one is the God prayer, Isvara Pujana. What is that? Isvara Pujana means here it is stated by the Vasistha that Lord Vishnu, means worshipping of the Vishnu. Especially, he mentioned there that worshipping of the Vishnu with a happy mind and devotion. Means your mind should be very cheerful, and you are becoming very devotion. You need to do the worship towards the Vishnu. So that one is called here the good prayer or the Isvara Pujana. And your heart should be detached from the any type of attachment when you are worshipping to the God. Okay, when you are praying to the, your heart, your mind, or your all the things should be, body should be detached from any type of attachment in the world. When you are doing this type of worship, that is called as the Isvara Pujana here, according to the Vasistha in the Vasistha Samhita. Okay,
Ma'am,
this, yes.
ma'am, you just written here, the devotion with the help of weapons is worship of God. I don't get it actually.
Devotion with the help of weapons in the sorry, weapons means here by mistake it is written weapons means the, here the requirements, whatever we require for the worshipping of the gods, requirements, that is, it is by mistakenly written weapons. Okay, sorry
Must
for
be
this.
ways and means, ma'am. Ways and means through which we can worship God.
The things what is required for the worshipping, that is written here, but by mistakenly that maybe it will be changed.
Okay,
Now it
ma'am.
is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Shall we move to the next slide?
Yes, please.
Yes. Yes. Next one is the sixth one. That is the principle of the hearing, means the Sravana or the Siddhanta Sravana. What is that? The listening and thinking about the Vedanta doctrines, means whatever the Siddhanta Sravana means, which is already prescribed. Not only you just listening to the other things, whatever other people are telling, or someone is telling that now this one is the right thing, you have to follow this one. No. Principles of hearing, which type of principles you need to hear? That the whatever the Veda, the doctrine is, if any discussion is going on the Vedanta doctrines and studying of the Vedas branches are going on, you have to listen or thinking about these things only. Vedanta and the Vedas, whatever knowledge is given here or whatever the knowledge is mentioned here, so that knowledge you need to hear. So that the knowledge, whenever you are hearing or thinking about in doing the actions, then that after listening only, you no need to keep it in the mind. You have to follow it in your actions. Okay. Whenever you are following that in the actions, then only that will be said here, the proper Siddhanta Sravana. Okay. Then the seventh one is the Hri, or the same one or assumed things. What? Now, whatever the prescribed actions are mentioned according to the Vedas, and that should you need to follow. Okay, if any whatever the actions are restricted in the Vedas, that you no need to do, or you need to avoid that one, because that or what are the things which is punished by the social laws also. If socially that one also restricted, that should be avoided by the yogi, so that you will be same you are the same one, or that will be the Hri one of the yogi. That is the niyama of the according to the Vasistha. Okay. Then eighth one is the right path. What is the righteous path? That the aim is to be faithful to all the deeds prescribed in the scriptures and the give up of the karmas other than the orders of the Guru. Means you have to believe, or you need to develop your faith on the scriptures, and as whatever your Guru is telling to you and giving order to you, you have to follow your Guru's advice. So that when you are following the Guru's advice, that is the right path, or that is the correct path of your life, that according to the yogis. Okay. Then ninth one is the chanting. So here most important, this one, niyamas, chanting is very important, because here namely it is mentioned two types, upamansu japa and the manasa japa. Okay, remember carefully, we concentrate upamansu japa, and the second one is the manasa japa. Two types of japas are mentioned namely. But when he given the description about this japa, third one is added, higher chanting, but he did not define it in any name. Only when they given the comparison, the sister is discussing about the comparison, that time he just mentioned that high chanting means Upamansu is the thousand of times is better than the higher chanting. Means if one will be chanting very loudly any slokas or any type of prayer, so that is here high chanting. But Upamansu japa means the slow chanting, the low voice chanting. Whatever you are doing the prayer, or whatever you are doing the japa, very low voice, that is called as here Upamansu japa. Then Manasa japa means the chant mentally. Whenever you are doing any type of prayer or any type of japa mentally without making any type of sound, then that is called as the Manasa japa. So here the best one is mentioned that one is the Manasa chanting. Means upamansu, sorry, here it is also a little mistake is there. This two, this one is the correct one. The spelling is upamansu.
Ma'am, is there any Sanskrit word for that high chanting also?
High chanting. I
Yeah,
don't
like
remember
we
that.
have the
Maybe they are in the slokas, but I am not able to remember now. After seeing the slokas, then I will confirm you. Okay?
okay.
Huh. But because if means in the sloka name is mentioned, then obviously I also mention here. But I think no names are there. But once again I will check. Then I will confirm you. So here most important here this one is the right spelling of the upamansu. These are by mistakenly it is written here. So Upamansu Japa and Manasa Japa. So here given more strength on the Manasa Japa, it is the very best one. So what Vasistha is telling here that Upamansu chanting, if anyone is doing the slow chanting, then that is the thousands time better than the higher chanting. Okay. And if anyone is doing the Manasa chanting, then that is also thousands time better than the Upamansu chanting. Okay. So if anyone is chant very loudly, so that will be not fruitful anymore. If one will be do slow chanting, then that will be more fruitful and that will be more better than that loud. And if anyone is doing without making any sound, doing any japa with mentally, in that sense means he is mentally stable in that sense. So obviously that one is the very best one. So here, according to the Vasistha, Manasa Japa is the best one. So next it will be the last one is that will be the Brata. Brata means the vows. What is that? That in order to achieve dharma, artha, kama, these are the three necessary things that one need to achieve in his life. That the dharma, artha, and kama, the ways adapted to the practice, all the advices received from the guru is called the observance of the brata. Okay, whatever in your life you just want to follow the dharma, artha, and kama, for that purpose to fill up these things in your life, these desires, whenever whatever your guru will be said to you, when you following without any question, so that sense of path or that sense of mind is called here the vows for the yogi. Okay, so all of you clear about this niyamas? This slide is clear?
I'm
Yes.
I'm not clear about Mati. Mati
Mati.
is some Buddhi, right?
But here it is mentioned what is mentioned according to the Vasistha that I am telling you. Okay, Mati, what we know according to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, that is different. So here it is different. So don't mix up. Okay.
And Hri ma'am, Hri.
He, as I said now, whatever the restricted work are mentioned in the Vedas or the beyond the social laws, you to avoid that type of work or that type of actions. That is called Hiri here. Means whatever the restricted things are mentioned in the Vedas and whatever the restricted things are, you are stay in the socially, whatever the actions are avoid or restricted, that things you should avoid. Okay, so if you are following that one, then you will be get punished by the according to the social laws. So you need to stay away from that type of actions. So that is called Hriya. Now it is clear.
Yes, ma'am.
So all of you clear about this yamas and niyamas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It is already time we have. Yes. Anyone having any doubt, then you can please ask me. Yes. Okay. Anyone having any doubt? No.
Not really, ma'am.
Not?
Not really, ma'am, because these concepts are coming again and again, so they are little registered in the head.
Yes, yes. These terms are very friendly with you because all the things are coming in your Hatha Yoga Pratipika. You also go through this, and also you are studying in the Patanjali Sutra, and now it will your third time. Okay, Upanishad also talking about these things. So you have to remember the things what is same and what is different. Okay.
Yeah, only that order, ma'am. That order we
Yes.
have to remember.
Order is very important. And what are the things is not present here, that is also important. That if like Patanjali Yoga Sutra, there are 5 types of yamas and 5 types of niyamas are there. Isvara Pranidhana is not there. Sorry, here Isvara Pranidhana is not here, but in the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, Isvara Pranidhana is there. So here little bit name is changes, same thing is talking about, but name little bit change. So you have to remember in that way. Okay. Okay, all of you go through the notes, whatever you are collect out today. So let's do the Santi part. We'll discuss more on the next class. All of you sit with back straight. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let's do one time Om followed by Santi part. For Om chanting, take a deep breath in. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pasyantu. Ma kaschit dukhamabhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. One time, take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let's rub your palm. Yes. Open your eyes on the palms, your palm. Namaste to everyone. Thank you, everyone, for joining with
Thank
me.
you, ma'am. Ma'am, I think recording has to be stopped.
Yes, yes, yes.